It's two generations, one mic.
And today's episode is about why is oral important in a relationship?
And I got to tell you, I've been so excited about this. I've made all these notes. I'm a modern man, and I realize that at this time, and women are becoming equal, that the importance of pleasuring a woman
Hey,
is.
fucker, no. We're talking about communication, like oral, as in like communication in a relationship.
Oh,
You dummy.
okay.
No, sorry, no. Not that oral.
All right. Let me come up with something else then.
No.
No,
like,
I understand it's very important to have good communication. If you don't talk, you're never going to work things out, or you're not going to grow as a couple.
oh, absolutely. I mean, I think we make our relationship work because we always talk our issues. We're not a perfect couple, of course, but we've been together for 12 years and we spent, oh my gosh, I do that all the time. Sorry. Um, I, you and I always talk things through. We spend 24/7 together, and that for some people could be complicated.
Yeah, it's very intense. For most couples, don't spend all day together. You know, they either go work, one of them goes to work, both of them go to work. They see each other at different times of day, and then they get back together at the end of the day generally. But we are in this situation because we own our own businesses, that we work out of our house, wherever that is. We have multiple places around the world we are, and so unless we're traveling individually for something, which doesn't happen that often, we're always together. And that can be a little daunting to a lot of people because, as we said, how can I miss you when you won't go away?
Yeah, that's gonna be another episode. But yeah, no, for sure. It's it, being together 24/7 is because we own the business together, right?
Mhm.
We work together. We spend all our time together. We always eat together. We go to the gym together sometimes, except for when I'm doing my ballet or stuff. And we sometimes, even when we don't talk much about something, we always have uh, something to talk about. I don't know how we make that work, but it does. Like it works. We never ever go to bed angry with each other.
No,
That's
we generally we work everything out before we go to sleep.
I think it's important to always talk to your partner about things that upset you, things that bother you, because if you don't, they start building up. And when you build up something, you will explode and there's not going to be like going back. I cannot tell you how many times we can be arguing about something, usually it's about work, because he's trying to tell me what to do and I don't like that, or he's trying to rush me through an airport and I don't like that. And then I will literally just like tell you to go fuck off and you tell me to go fuck off. And then that's it. And then 10 minutes later, we're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We're fine. Sometimes my mom, that lives with us in Spain, she's like, "Oh my God, what happened? What happened? What happened? Is this it?" And I'm like, "What? What's happening?" "No, we're fine." She's like, "Then what were you guys arguing about?" I was like, "I don't even remember." But we work it through. Like we always, if something bothers you, you tell me. And I've taught you that because when we started dating, you will be mad about something and you wouldn't tell me. I'm like, "What are you, 15? Like you need to tell me what are you mad about." And if I am mad, I make sure he knows I am mad.
Yeah, I don't think there's any ambiguity there
Yeah.
whatsoever. I know what you're mad about.
Yeah, when I am mad, I make sure he knows I'm mad. Like he knows. And he's like, "What are you mad about?" And then I go on. But after that, he realizes if he did something wrong, or I realize if I overreacted, which can happen a lot.
Yeah. But like you said, I think the big part about it is 90% of our arguments, our quick arguments, are about the business and about money because we have a lot of stress on us with that. There is everybody that follows us as fans or watching from afar, they only see the fun stuff that we do. They never see or hear about the struggle of
Owning your own business.
owning your own business, an international
Yeah.
business that deals with shipping and tariffs and multiple countries and thousands of people working all around the world
To make
for
things
you
happen. Yeah.
to make things happen. And when things happen incorrectly, that the stress that puts on you, because there are literally millions of dollars at stake, it becomes very, very frustrating. And so that's usually the arguments that we will get into. We might, we'll get past that pretty quick, and then we come up with a solution. 99% of the time, we'll get together and work out a solution as to what we should do to make that problem go away, or to how to fix that problem or better handle that issue.
I think also like what makes me mad, and we're talking about communication, and I really think it's a women thing, is you guys don't listen.
Huh?
You see,
I'm sorry.
you guys don't listen. Like men don't listen. We can tell you guys, and I know it's not only my husband. I know this for a fact. You guys, we tell you things, and then you tell me, no, you didn't tell me you were doing this. I literally told you that yesterday. No, you didn't. You thought you told me that, but you didn't. Now you're making me question my sanity. Did I think about it? I'm sure I told him, and he nodded at me. I'm pretty sure. But then I don't know what you're thinking about. I like your little chipmunk of it on there. It's just like where are you now? Like I know I told you things, and then you're like arguing with me because I don't communicate with you.
Well, you do communicate, but you have a bad habit of, you think people read your mind. So you may say some information to people, not just me, but other people too, because we've had this come up. You think you say things to people that they understand, because in your mind you are
Makes
trying.
total perfect
It
sense.
makes sense, but you don't communicate the entire thought to people, and then you expect them to have read your mind, and you understand why it didn't get done what you thought was going to happen. So I tell you this 100 times: people can't read your mind.
Why
You have to speak.
Why can you all read my mind?
You have to speak to them in full, complete sentences, and you have to be succinct in what you're saying. How many times we have this, even just simple everyday things, that drives me bananas. I will ask you the choice of two different things. Do you want to do this, or do you want to do this?
Yes.
And your answer is yes.
Which-
well, that wasn't one of the choices.
Well, it will mean yes to the latter one.
How would I know that?
It's absolutely, like, to me, it makes sense. Like, if you're telling me, do you want pink bottle or a black bottle? And then I said yes, that means the black bottle.
No, it just means you acknowledged what I said. You could use, it's only one word. You could say pink or black
I don't
instead
know,
of
babe.
saying yes.
Thinking in two languages, it gets complicated. I tell you this all the time. I need to constantly, and my bilingual people out there, I don't even know how is it to be trilingual, but thinking about two languages all the time, it's sometimes you feel like you want to say something, and then it doesn't kind of like translate, and then you can't, or it communicates in a different way, and vice versa. Like I don't know how to. It's complicated. Try it one time.
Yeah.
Think in two languages. You should try it. It's complicated.
Yeah, I'm just trying to speak in two languages. That's enough for me. Thinking in two languages constantly, there's no way I could pull that off. But so I understand that's got to be a problem. But the communication thing is extremely important when it comes to everything, not just
Yeah, you know that statistically, like communication is actually, like lack of communication is one of the number one cause of divorce in countries like the US, Canada. Well, this is interesting. Like the countries with the most divorces are, again, like US, Canada, um, some places in Europe, and the countries that have less divorces are countries where women don't really talk too much.
What countries would those be? Are they
Shut up! Shut up! No, like places like India, right? Like they just don't have any divorces, and I don't know if it's because women can talk and communicate with their partner what's going on. But to me, I think if I can't tell you what's happening, I will w- I will just feel trapped.
Well, I know you felt really uncomfortable when we were on our one of our last international trips. Just when we were in the VIP room, we went to the lounge in Doha,
Abu Dhabi.
which Abu Dhabi. Yeah, we were in
Yes.
Abu Dhabi, and you were really uncomfortable
I
there.
was. I
I
was
mean,
very
because us as
uncomfortable.
Westerners, we were sitting there enjoying wine, our cocktails and everything else, but there were so many women in there
Yes,
that
and
were
I try to wrap my head around different cultures and different costumes, and the fact that women need to walk behind the men. These women were sitting in front of a wall without their covers and just eating, like looking at a wall, so nobody else could see them. To me, I could not do that because I like to talk. I like to make myself. I, I want you to know what I'm thinking, and if
right.
you don't like it, then I can punch you. But
Well, to me, it seems like that scenario is a woman becomes more like property than she does a person. She's more like property.
well,
She
yeah, of
she's
course.
not a person. She's not a human being that has their own feelings and thoughts and can communicate and just
Well,
live
but
life.
that happens in a lot of cultures, not only like in the Muslim culture. That happens a lot in Latin America too. Like a lot of machismo is still out there, and I can tell you that. Well, in the U.S. now, a lot of people feel like women shouldn't have any, um, I don't know, saying on what's happening. A lot of, if you're a woman, you should just be quiet and accept and what's happening. And in your marriage, right? I don't know, older people stay together because they didn't really talk things through, or they just thought we're here, we just die together. But since we have the opportunity to talk as a human race and communicate, we should take advantage of that. And if you don't like something, you tell me. I mean, at this point, 12 years in, if you don't like something, then that's it, right? Like I don't think like you would say, "Oh, by the way, I don't like the way you dress." Well, we're way past that point, right?
Right.
Or I don't like the way you smell. Well, we're past that point.
Right.
But I can tell you, hey, babe, I don't like that you're becoming more picky with something. For example, I've told you that
Hmm.
I don't like that with the age you're becoming pickier with your
Right.
food and more obnoxious about the way you act when your food doesn't come the way you want,
Right.
right? Because you're a foodie,
Yes, big time.
and I've told you that, and we've tried to work through that.
Yes,
And
we
if I don't tell you that, one of these days, I swear I'm gonna grab a knife.
have. Well, you also have been acting like all this time together, and then just like the last couple of days, you've been like weirdly infatuated with my smell. That came out of nowhere. Like, I just love the way you smell.
Well,
You're
because you
picking up my
smell
arms and
good.
smelling them like it was a chicken leg or something.
Because you smell good. This
Well,
is the man that I swear he travels with 3 different colognes because he wears his colognes depending on the mood and depending on the time of the day. You,
I'm a fancy boy.
you, or gay. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. But it's just you, and you smell good. I don't know. I was touching your arm and it just smelled good, and you should be grateful for
No, I
that.
am. It was just surprising. I've seen you when you longer you're together, you see the relationship expand. You see things happen that didn't happen before. When we first got together, you wouldn't let me anywhere near the restroom if you were peeing. You were like, "Oh my God, I'm peeing! Get out of here! Get out of here! I'm peeing! You can't be in here! I'm going to pee!" And now you just leave the door wide open and you're pooping all day long. It's
Well,
just crazy.
to be fair, that was Spain, thanks to Spain, because in Spain, our apartment in Spain, the bathroom doesn't have a door that divides the bedroom with the bathroom. It's like a whole open space. And at some point, I had to poop, and you really. I don't know. I think you were shaving your arms at some point. Like you decided shaving your arms was important when I was pooping. And I was like, okay, this is it. And I don't know. I think that's right. Like it took me a while for it to be able for you to. I don't like people watch me pee. Like not even like I know girls go to the bathroom with other girls, that to me, I feel uncomfortable. I like my space. I like we never take showers together because that's my space. Like,
Right. Never once if we don't think we've
No.
ever taken a shower together. Every time I even suggested it,
no,
you were like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
you're hoarding the hot water for me. No, 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 no. That's insane. Like, my shower is my shower. Like, that's my time. That's my personal space.
Yeah.
You don't get involved into that.
Yeah, but I've asked you, like, trying to be romantic. Hey, you want to take a nice romantic shower together? And you're like,
No.
hey, look, we're at the gym. Calm down. So, it's something that I've, tried to suggest, but you're not into that whatsoever. So
Nah.
you like your own shower time.
I like my own shower. And also, like, the thought of, like, having a bath together. I don't know, babe. It's just weird. Like, it's just a bunch of, like, no, 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 no. That's
Not a thing for you.
not a thing.
No.
I find it gross.
Well, since this is supposed to be about oral communications and things like that, you have to admit that sometimes, because of your accent and because of everything, your words aren't always understandable. So
They're perfectly
no,
understandable.
I mishear some things a lot of times. I cannot tell me, it's like, I don't know what you're saying because you're saying,
Because you're not paying attention.
like the other day, you said you wanted to take a worm bath. I'm like, what's a worm bath? You're going to get a
Warm.
worm bath.
Warm.
Oh, a warm bath.
Fine.
thought
I'm
you were-
gonna start talking like that.
So-
Like Sofia Vergara in that episode of Modern Family.
No, I don't need you to do that. But it's just some of the words you say. It's like, I can't understand what you're saying.
Because you're not paying attention.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes I say, babe, do you want chicken? And then you'll be like, what? The pink thing? What? Nothing. Nothing. It doesn't even sound alike. And you're not paying attention.
Yeah, but you don't. That's not a real representation of some
It
of the words
is.
that you mispronounce sometimes, which are sometimes very cute. But I can't even think of all the words that you.
Well, that's not me. It's your English. Freaking English. I don't know why English is so complicated. Like, you will say some things like sour, but then you will say pour, as in pouring water.
Mhm.
Like, they are OUR. So you go like, why is not like sore?
Yes, we've had many conversations about you asking me in English, why is it spelled like this, but these two words are pronounced completely different?
Exactly. Who knows? We don't know. Why does the word knife has like KN? Like, that makes no sense. Take the K out.
Yeah.
And then it has a V. Where's the F? That makes no sense. Like,
Knives.
Knives. Knives.
Knives.
Knives. Like, what's happening? It's not my fault that
Right.
your language is a little bit complicated, and our communication sometimes gets a little. I also have to say, when I get mad, I really, my English doesn't come out the way I want, and I start mixing things, and I start yelling in English, but then it comes to translating exactly how I'll be cussing in Spanish. So I'm really trying to make a point on how mad I am, and then you're not understanding what I'm trying to tell you.
No. Because even when I try to cuss in Spanish, you just say, what are you saying? I said, I'm cussing in Spanish. And you're like, you're just talking nonsense. Are you having a stroke? None of those words correlate with each other. I said, what did I just say? You said nonsense. So I
Yeah.
thought you were having a stroke.
That's true. Like,
Yeah.
having to thinking in two languages at once gets complicated.
Yes.
But I will always tell you when I am mad,
Right.
or when I don't like something you did, or yeah, I think I will always tell you. And the day that's gone, it's because I don't care anymore.
Well, hopefully we don't get to that point.
And then I'm off with Harrison Ford
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get to that
or
point.
Liv Schreiber. Liv, if you're watching this, you and I are married, but you don't know that yet. But yeah. So yeah, again, like, I think we make it work because we communicate with each other, and everybody should do that if they want a long-lasting relationship. That's one of our things.
Right.
And I don't know how your past relationships were, but please always tell me, like, you're mad at me because of something.
Well, we also, as a couple, we also don't, we're not very jealous. We don't have like jealous
Not
moments or
anymore.
fits, none of that stuff. It's like there's not a lot. But we all started out one of those couples like, oh, I'm going out with the girls tonight, or I'm going out with my buddies tonight for hours at a bar. Neither one of us do that at all. It's like that doesn't happen.
If one day you tell me I'm going out with the girls,
No, you go out with the
oh,
girls.
I'm like, I will
So
kill you.
this is one
Like,
of those
how
communication
dare you?
things that you have to listen to what I'm saying. Like,
I
I'm
thought
not going to tell
meant
you
going out with the girls. I'm like, who do you think you are?
No, I'm not going out with the girl.
What girls?
No.
Yeah, that's true. Like
Yeah.
because we'd rather spend time together.
It's adapted over years. I mean, when we were first together, I think your favorite 3 words that you would say when you looked at my Facebook page and people would tell me stuff or comment, your favorite 3 words was, "Who's that bitch?" That's what you would always also
is
say.
true.
"Who's that bitch?" That's all you would
I
always
still
say.
say it. Sorry, girls. Not to call you all bitches, but yeah, I would be like,
Why is she?
who is she Why is she DMing you? Because when you and I started dating and then we made our relationship public, a lot of these younger girls felt entitled that they could come into your. I don't know what the world thought about our relationship, but all these girls were like, "Oh, if you were still working in the radio," and I remember specifically this girl that sent you a DM, and she was like, "Oh, if you do this for me, I'll give you a lap dance."
I
See?
kind of remember, don't know who the girl was.
Like, to me, that was like, who's that bitch? Why does she think she can say that to you when you're clearly in a relationship? And you tell me, oh no, you don't understand. She's joking. You're not understand the English humor. I'm like, nah, English humor, my ass. That means the same thing in English that in Spanish.
Right.
So
Well, thankfully that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
we've survived that, and again, we talk to each other all the time. If he thinks a girl is attractive, I can recognize when other people are attractive. You can clearly tell me, like, hey, I think that girl is hot. And I will say yes. Or are you crazy? Like me telling you, ooh, I think that grandpa over there is hot. Like.
Yeah. Now we just go, yeah, we say, it's different though, but I'll see a girl, I'll say, I have no problem or worried that I can say to you like, oh my God, that girl's beautiful. Look at her. But also remember, we're in the beauty business. So we're always looking at beautiful people. It's different now. And we look at a lot of times we'll analyze girls as like, okay, how could this girl maybe help us with our beauty business or something? If she's stunningly pretty, looks like a model or whatever, she has that look. But and the last girl we hired in Spain, I mean, it was all you, wasn't me. Thank God, because there's no way I would have. The Ukrainian girl, it was just
She
a
was
stunning,
really
beautiful
pretty.
blonde. You went on and on and on for days about her, about how beautiful this girl was.
Yes, she
And I was
was.
to the point
She
where it's like,
is
I don't even want to
beautiful.
see her because my God, what my reaction is going to be, because you're going to be looking at me like, all right, look at her, but not too much. So I was like, oh, I'm dreading even meeting this person because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's this girl going to look like? And she is pretty girl, stunningly beautiful, Ukrainian,
Yeah.
blonde, 19 or something like that?
19, yeah.
19-year-old Ukrainian blonde girl that speaks fluent Spanish because she was was raised in Spain. So, by the way, the Spanish people as a culture are just always stunningly beautiful. I mean, the majority of the Spanish people are this beautiful, like olive skin, a lot of
Yeah.
blue
The
eyes,
Mediterranean mix. Yeah.
and the mixture of the culture. And they speak in the Spanish, like it's not Mexican Spanish; it's more of a lyrical, lispy Spanish. And so they're very pretty. Both men and women are just stunningly beautiful people there.
Yeah, and we have the trust that we can tell each other
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
person is pretty, or I
Yeah.
think the other person.
That's
And
been our joke forever. Our good neighbor has a restaurant across the street from us.
he's really good looking.
His name is Javier, and he actually just got off of the Spain Survivor. He was one of the contestants, and he spent like 18 weeks or something on an island in the Mediterranean. And so he was one of the last few people, but he was good looking before then, and even now. And he's the sweetest guy in the world. His family's very wealthy. He's actually royalty. His family's like
Yeah, but we always have that joke that if you die on me, I'll marry Javier.
Yeah, she says, if you die on me, I'm marrying Javier. And I said, he's so good looking. If you die, I'm marrying Javier because he's so nice and so good looking. No matter what.
Marrying into
he's
this
marrying
family.
into this family one way or the other. But I love him because he's so nice. And he went to Boston College, speaks fluent English. And his brother-in-law is actually American. And so every time he comes in, he's like, oh, Mark, please come over here and talk to my brother-in-law because he has somebody to talk to in English.
But see, you understand that now, like communication, like
Right.
you communicating, it's part of the human process. And you like these people because they speak English to you. And
Yes.
in Spain, like if they wouldn't speak in English to you, you would not.
I don't mind going back and forth. I like to try to speak Spanish back and forth with them.
But you feel more comfortable.
But of course, yes. So when they talk to me in English, of course I speak.
Yeah.
Listen, most of the other people speak Spanish. Yeah, it's nice.
But then you'll never learn the Spanish.
But then I have a hard time when we come here or other parts of the world. How long from when we're first back do I start speaking in Spanish to everyone?
Oh, that's true.
We were in where? Sweden? Stockholm, Sweden. And the waiter comes up and then I'm talking to him in Spanish.
And you're like, gracias.
And you're like, they don't speak Spanish here.
Yeah, no. That's funny. But yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
It happens to me when we go back and I just say thank you to everybody. And then I just need to switch.
For the first few weeks, we're back here every single time because we do 2 months in Spain, 2 months here. And the first couple weeks, I'm always speaking in Spanish to waiters or people.
Well,
I just
they
start,
do speak
or like,
Spanish.
and walking
A lot
through
of
stores,
them
I'm
do.
like, oh, perdóname.
Perdón. Yeah, like,
Perdóname.
perdón.
And then, oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I just do that naturally because you're used to communicating that way. But I think again, what we take from this is communication is unbelievably important, especially in a relationship. If you're going to make it work, you make it last,
Absolutely.
you have to communicate.
You have to.
You may not like what they have to say, but, it's a good way to
But
grow.
if you can grow. And if you can't handle what the other person is telling you, like me, I get mad. I get defensive. I could get defensive when you tell me something you don't like about me, and I will explode. And then I try to calm down and listen. But then also with my ADD, I start thinking about a million other things that are going wrong.
Right.
And then I become defensive, but I'll try my best, and we try our best with each other.
And I will do the same. And perhaps later we could talk about the way I thought the topic was going to go. So, speaking of communicate, if you would please like, subscribe, and follow us on all of our platforms, YouTube and every platform that this is broadcast on, and engage with us, communicate with us, ask us some questions. We'll be happy to answer them. Hate on us, whatever you want to do, we'll
Don't
be happy
hate.
to talk.
I'll come after you.
You don't want that. Might not know what she's talking about, but you won't want it.